Hello guys, I welcome you all to Arduino Mastery and congratulations, you have made one of the best decisions of your life by joining this course, and this course is designed to take you from beginner level to the expert level. My goal is to make you industry ready from day one, and here in this course you will not only get the theory based knowledge but the real world practical knowledge which I have gained from working on real world applications and from the multiple years continuously. So before proceeding further, let me tell you a little bit about myself. So myself JS Rana, I am a trainer and coach in embedded system. I am also a R&D expert and created more than 5,000 plus hardware and software. So as you know that if you are an embedded system engineer, so you have to work parallelly both on hardware as well as software. So I have designed more than 550 plus industrial products which is used by MNCs, means multinational companies, and I'm also leading their R&D department as well, where I'm teaching their engineers how to do proper R&D, and if they stuck somewhere, so I just provide weekly visit and just guide them how to come out of this particular situation and how you can make your product more better. So this is like my profession. So let's begin the journey and start the adventure, and be serious. This course is going to change your life, so you have to keep your copy and pen with you, keep taking notes, and we are going to do lots of like concept of electronics like theory, coding, hardware together. So always have your notebook, and if you are interacting with the community member, then be respectful. And here in this course we are going to cover more than 20 plus modules. So this is not a type of course which we have recorded once and you will just keep on doing the same course. No, it's a live course, means it's a completely a type of course where the tutorials are keep on adding day by day. So whenever after like let's say 1 year or 2 years, you will come back and will see the course again, you will find lots of new things. So if anything new is coming in the market, let's say new interfacing or new sensor, so we are going to provide that interfacing in our module. You can come back, learn the interfacing and implement in your arena wherever whatever you are doing. You may be R&D expert, you may be working as an engineer, you may be a student. So it's a type of course which is going to help you throughout your life. So each module is designed in a way so that you can do it easily step by step. So don't try to consume the whole course just in a single or double sitting. Just do step by step and keep on doing your experiment. If you are having doubt, then we can take that doubt in the live sessions as well. Depending upon how you selected this course and through which way you are coming to this course, so you will keep on getting the bonuses throughout the course. Now the very basic question, what is Arduino? So you can see that this is the Arduino. If you can look over here, this is the Arduino, and we have attached lots of modules over here. So this is like let's say LCD module, PIR sensor module, and lots of other modules as well. So right now you don't need to take care of this thing, but the thing which I am going to tell you over here is this is the Arduino, and we have interface lots of thing over here. So this is the main thing which we are going to learn. Now if I talk about the definition, it's an open source electronics platform based on easy to use hardware and software. So it's very easy to use. Now the question is, what is open source? So basically open source is a free platform, right? Free in every way, through software point of view, through hardware point of view. So you can get its like PCB files or schematics, you can modify them according to a requirement, and you can also make your own product. Let's say you have an idea, you want to make a IoT based home automation, and you need Arduino over there, and then there are some relays or buzzer or some LCD display around the Arduino. So what you can do, you can just download the Arduino file from somewhere, like the main source file you can download. You can just place all of your components around the Arduino and make your own product, right? Just keep selling that product in the market. Nobody is going to come to you for the royalty because it's license free. You don't need to take off license. There is no restrictions, and this is called the open source, and it's happening at the software level as well. Like if I talk about, you can see that this is Arduino IDE. This is software based thing, so it's also free to use. You can modify its software, guys. It's great thing, and the world respect the open source because in open source there is no restrictions. Anyone can develop their product, and that is the thing. If something is open source, then there is a huge community for that, because if something is free available in the market and you can modify that particular thing and can use according to your requirement, then obviously there is going to be big community over here. Means there are lots of people working at global level and creating an ecosystem where the codes are free, tutorials are free. You can accelerate your learning and innovation, because if you find some product on Arduino and that's free, you just download it and just keep editing that particular product according to a requirement, and now you can start selling that. So that is the reason why open source like embedded Linux, if I talk about, Windows is paid, so lots of team is also working behind Windows, but it's profit driven, right? But if I talk about embedded Linux, so it's a open source. You can just make your own operating systems, you can develop applications, and there is no restrictions, right? That is the reason most of the defense things comes on embedded Linux, because there is, if I talk about Windows or Mac, so there are companies which is monitoring their systems, but in embedded Linux you can make your own product which nobody is monitoring, but you are the main person, right? And if you stuck somewhere somewhere, then there are big communities like big forums and blogs and tutorials on YouTube, loads of things and courses as well, free courses as well. So whenever there is a thing which is open source, so it's going to have a very strong ecosystem, and it will be very easy for you to develop your own product and to create the things which you want to create, whatever in your head. So that is the thing about open source. And again, if something is open source, it's very accessible to all. Why? Because if something is open source, so obviously the competition is going to be there. There is no monopoly. Let's say Arduino, if I talk about, it's open source, right? I can also develop. Somebody sitting in Japan can also develop. Somebody sitting in China can also develop the hardware. So because there is a lot of people who is producing Arduino Uno, and that is the reason its cost is too low. If there is monopoly, let's say if missile defense system S-400 only Russia is making and America is making, so obviously prices are very, very high. But if let's say in India there are 7 manufacturers which is making these type of systems, so obviously cost is going to be low. There are various factors behind this, right? So the main factor why open source things are economic to buy and to produce and to manage, just because the resources are easily available because of the competition. So because Arduino is open source, so you can easily buy it in just 200 rupees. You won't believe, if you are directly importing the Arduino Uno from Taiwan or China, it's just going to cost you 94 rupees. I have a link in Mumbai, so there are traders who are sitting over there and just importing in 94 rupees from China and Taiwan. But because there are transportation cost and the loads of operations, so that is the reason why the cost increase so much, almost double. But still you can buy this in 200 rupees including GST, right? Around like 164 rupees. Robo.in, if I talk about, they used to sell this. Right now the prices are a little bit high, not that much high, like only 15 to 20 rupees. So that is also the reason Arduino products are so economic to manage, or so economic to produce, and so economic to buy. And that's why the industry is like fan of Arduino, because the prototype you are making of the product, and if you are using this in the product as well, because I have linked with the loads of MSMEs and we are providing this service to them, because we have a proper R&D department as well who is working for the industries who cannot manage like the big developer. So we have team, so they are going there and developing their products as well. I have link in the MNCs as well. You won't believe, very complex product are also using Arduino Uno over there, right? So accessible to all, just because it's a open source, and you can consider it Wikipedia of electronics, built by the world for the world. Okay, like Wikipedia is free, you just go there, get the knowledge and come out. It's just like Arduino is same almost, and it's very beginner friendly as well. Like if you are not a technical guy, if you are not the person who is very used to electronics, even then you can start working with Arduino and create amazing gadgets, right? If you are an art student, you are a CA, you are a commerce student, still you are able to create the amazing electronics hardware just because of Arduino, because it's so easy to use. So it's very beginner friendly. And now if I talk about the chip, so the main thing is microcontroller. So you can see that this black chip, I hope you can see this. This is the black chip which is called ATmega 328 microcontroller. Basically this is AVR microcontroller, right? This AVR microcontroller, we have developed a type of, you can say, peripheral around it and combine it become a Arduino Uno. But if I talk about the microcontroller, which is the main brain, which is ATmega 328 microcontroller, and this black chip which is like DIP component, you can find in some of the Arduino Uno the SMD component as well. So this is the main thing which is acting as a mind of the complete Arduino board. And then the programming also, you just need a Arduino IDE. You can see that this is the Arduino IDE. This Arduino IDE, here we will write a code and we will upload the code to Arduino Uno, and we will attach the hardware, let's say LED, buzzer, relay, whatever display, whatever you think, you can attach to the Arduino, and we'll get the hardware working according to your requirement. So it's free Arduino IDE, free hardware. Free hardware means it's open source, but you can buy it in a very, very economic price, right? Now there are lots of library as well. If you have worked with other microcontrollers like 8051, PIC, AVR, or let's say embedded Linux, so you have to manage loads of big code just to interface simple things. I will show you later. This is the LCD display. You can see that this is LCD display. Just to interface this LCD display with 8051 or PIC microcontroller, you have to write very, very big code, but that is not the requirement in Arduino Uno, because here libraries are available. And this is the beauty of this Arduino Uno software as well. You can say Arduino IDE, there are loads and loads of library available, and because of these library, it's very easy to develop very complex hardware within a day. So this is again the very like important component of Arduino Uno. Now if I talk about the history and evolution of Arduino, just like human evolution, evolution, Arduino is also have a type of evolution. Let me just show you how its journey started. So Arduino is developed by Professor Massimo and David. Their main goal was to make the things easy, because if you are an electronics or electrical engineer, it's very easy for you to work on this type of hardware. You can see that this is very complex hardware, so it's very easy. But if there is a guy who is from different background, they need very neat and clean environment to work with electronics. Their thought process was just like this cozy Italian pub, because these two guys belong to Italy, so they just gave the example of this Italian pub. They want the things so simple, so cozy, so comfortable for the people, so that they can also develop the electronics hardware. And you can see that this is very small cozy electronics board. It looks beautiful, and you can create complex hardware using, or you can say complex applications using this beautiful small hardware. So in year 2005, Professor Massimo and artist David created this thing. So he was a tech guy, Massimo if I talk about, and David was an artist actually, right? So the dual. Now after they created Arduino, you can just see the reference over here. You can see a little bit comparison. The other microcontrollers like 80 PIC or AVR used to be like dial-up phone, right? And this is iPhone. iPhone is so smooth, so capable. It can develop complex applications. There are a video editing software, there is a camera, there is a WhatsApp. There are lots of advancement thing over here on iPhone. So Arduino is same. On Arduino, you can develop a lot of advanced things. It's have capability. But if I talk about the old microcontroller like 8051, they were not so much advanced. They were not even having the analog pins, right? But here you can use analog pins directly. So this is just a comparison. These are the other microcontrollers, and this is the Arduino. Now let me tell you a fun fact as well. It's a very amazing fact. The name Arduino is coming from the restaurant, or you can say a bar by the name Bar di Arduino. So let me tell you a fun fact. The name Arduino, why this board name is Arduino. It's named after a bar where the creators used to go mostly, most of the times in their free time they used to go to that bar, and the name of that bar was Bar di Arduino. So this is the place where this Arduino terms came out, but it's not a random term. If I talk about Arduino, he was a king actually. He was a king, and in the name of that king, because he was a guy who used to love the technology a lot, and in his respect, or you can say in his honor, the creators gave the name Arduino, because Arduino was a king in 1002 AD, and he was a tech guy. That's why they gave this board a tech name, which is Arduino. And this is the very first board which is created by the creator at home. So this is handmade PCB. They have mounted some component over it and attached this Arduino board to their computer and just program it, and it's working smoothly, very smoothly. But this was very you can say not neat and clean hardware. But just after approximately 5 years, this is the board. This is the revolutionary board which revolutionized the whole world. Now from students to the teacher to the R&D scientist to the working engineers, everyone is using this Arduino board and creating amazing applications and amazing product. If I give you the reference, in 2005 this was the board which was Arduino NZ, and just after a difference of 5 years, this is the Arduino Uno. It's very beautiful, and this is still continued even after 2 decades. It's just working. This is amazing. Design is amazing. People just love this design. And now why Arduino is so famous? It's just like a Lego design, so everyone can build it. It's very simple, easy to use, and even NASA is using Arduino. You won't believe NASA, because Arduino Uno is a small thing. There are Arduino Mega as well, which is very powerful. Arduino Nano as well, which is very small. There are lots of versions of Arduino which we are going to cover over a period of time. Once we will do the most of the experiment with Arduino Uno, then the remaining experiment also I will show you how you can use Arduino Mega as well. And even artists, if I talk about the kids, teachers, students, scientists, as I have told you already, everyone is using Arduino because of it's easy to use and so powerful.